Who came in our house?
When I was 14, I had a paper route, and occasionally I would have to deliver newspapers to people who did not subscribe to the newspaper. One evening in the summer, I went to deliver the extra newspapers, and my mom wanted to come with. My route would be just a few blocks, so we rode our bikes, and the whole trip lasted maybe 10 to 15 minutes max. This is back when people weren't too worried about locking their doors. I remember we left our garage door open, which was really dumb. When we got back, I came in the door and saw our sliding door was open a little bit, which was not uncommon. However, our dog was barking like crazy. My mom walks down the hall and comes back with a panicked look on her face. She very seriously asked if I had been in her room. I tell her no. She tells me to go in my room and lock the door. Someone had been in the house. I lock my door and grab the phone in case I hear something. I look out my bedroom window, which faces the backyard, and see my mom looking around. She comes back in and tells me to come in her room. On the floor, all of my dad's guns were laid out. They were usually in gun cases, but they were all out of the cases and laying in a row. He had about 5 guns. The guns were always hidden in the back of his closet. We were scared. My mom called my dad to come home from work, but I don't know why she didn't call the cops. My dad looked around and of course found nobody and nothing was taken. My mom's purse was out on the kitchen table and had not been taken. My dad had not told anyone about his guns being hidden in the closet. How did someone know that we had left? We had one creepy neighbor next door, which we really didn't suspect at the time. I'm just glad we did not walk in before they left. There must have been more than one person because my mom's room was all the way in the back of the house. A second person must have been looking out the window and saw us coming back. That many years ago, and we still talk about how scary that was.
Find my iPhone.
Backstory. So, me and my mom live in a small home, since it is just the two of us, and we live in an okay part of Longview, where there is little crime but bad worn-down homes. There is also this empty field that got burned down some years ago by some mentally unstable people. Story. So, this is about 5 months back. At about 11:30 at night, we get this knock at the door. Mind you, my mom is fast asleep, but even the slightest sound could wake her up. So my mom wakes up, and before she opens the door, she asks who it was. And it was supposedly a teen girl who had lost her iPhone earlier that day. And like all parents, she said her parents would be furious. So she is close to tears, and the girl says that her iPhone is in our house. But here's where it gets creepy. In the distance, I could hear a guy whispering, "Have you got them yet?" And she says, "Almost." So at this point, me and my mom were getting very scared. And we tell her that her iPhone is not here, and that if we find it, we will contact the police. So finally, after about 13 minutes of persuading her to leave, we just nope the fuck out of there and go into my mom's room. Side note, when she said she lost her iPhone, she showed us through the window of the door, and she had an Android, Samsung Galaxy S4, I believe. And that freaked us out too, because it had to have been a screenshot of some random person's house who had their iPhone like their own house and screenshot it saying it was our house. Let's just say me and my mom did not sleep easy that night. So, teen girl who had the missing iPhone, let's not ever meet again.
Not having to pump your own gas is a great thing.
I'm more pissed off than creeped out about this situation. It just happened about an hour ago. I'm visiting LA with my best friend. The rental was running on empty, so I stopped at the first gas station to fill it up. I'm from New Jersey, and as you may or may not know, an attendant fills our gas for us. With that being said, I do know how to fill my own gas tank. I pull up to the gas station, and first thing me and my friend see is a dark, scruffy looking man. I decided to wait until he leaves to get out of my car. And did he leave? Nope. Instead, he walks halfway towards my car, so he's about 10 feet away from us, and starts talking to me. I'm yelling through my window, "What the fuck do you want? Leave me alone." My friend starts freaking out, and at this point I'm wondering if he works there because he keeps pointing to my gas tank. He walks all the way to the window. My friend is starting to have a panic attack and continues talking and signaling. He wanted to get into my back seat. I responded, why? And he goes, "Because you're beautiful and I want to ride with you." He continues trying to get in my back seat as I'm yelling at him to get the fuck away from us. Then he starts asking for my number, and I politely tell him he can't have it. He reaches for his pants, and I honestly thought he was either going to 1, pull out a gun, or 2, pull out his junk. Eventually he backed off, but I was too scared to get out of my car and drove off to the next closest gas station. So, creepy guy at the gas station, thank you for making me appreciate living in New Jersey, where I don't have to exit my car and deal with freaks like you.